Our next performer will be PJ Baluyet.
Everyone has dreams, goals, and visions for their life. A wise man once told me, once a man stops dreaming, he stops living. But what happens when our dreams and goals and visions don't come about in our life? My story tonight might help answer this question. Ladies and gentlemen, The Tale of the Three Trees, author is unknown. Once upon a mountaintop, there stood three little trees that dreamt about what they wanted to become when they grew up. The first tree looked to the stars. Someday, I hope to be a treasure chest. I will hold gold, silver, and precious gems. I will be the most beautiful treasure chest in the world. The second tree looked down to a river that led to an ocean. Someday, I hope to be a mighty ship. I will take kings and queens across the waters, and I will sail to the corners of the world. I will be the strongest ship in the world. The third tree looked down to a valley that had busy men, busy women that were working in a busy town. I don't want to leave the mountaintop at all. I want to grow so tall that when people stop to look at me, they'll raise their eyes towards heaven and think of God. I want to be the tallest tree in the world. Years passed, and the trees grew, and they grew, and they grew. One day, 3 woodcutters climbed the mountain. The first woodcutter looked at the first tree. This tree's beautiful. It's perfect for me. Ha! With a swoop of his shining axe, the first tree fell. The second woodcutter looked at the second tree. This tree is strong. It's perfect for me. Ha! With a swoop of his shining axe, the second tree fell. The third tree felt her heart sink as the last woodcutter walked her way. She stood straight, tall, and pointed bravely towards heaven. The last woodcutter didn't even look at her. Any tree will do for me. With a swoop of his shining axe, the third tree fell. Now, the first tree rejoiced when the woodcutter brought it to a carpenter shop. But the carpenter fashioned her into a feeding box for animals in a barn. The once beautiful tree was not covered with gold, silver, or precious gems. She was coated with sawdust and filled with hay for hungry farm animals. Now, the second tree went to a barn, and the barn is a shipyard. Unfortunately, the ship did not come from the second tree. Instead, the once strong tree was hammered and sawed into a simple fishing boat. Now, the third tree, she was taken to a simple wood pile that was created from the third woodcutter. What happened? All I ever wanted was to stand on the mountain and point to God. Now, many days and many nights passed. The 3 trees nearly forgot about their dreams. But one day, a man and a woman came to a barn. Now, the woman gave birth to a baby boy. She placed the boy into the hay in the barn that was made from the first tree. This is beautiful. Suddenly, the first tree realized she was carrying the greatest treasure in the world. Years passed, and the second tree was a simple fishing boat. Now, a group of men got into the simple fishing boat, and one of them was tired and decided to sleep. Soon, a thundering and thrashing storm arose. The second tree was afraid she wasn't strong enough to keep the men safe. The men woke the sleepy man. He rose his hands. Quiet, be still. The storm stopped as quickly as it began. The second tree realized she was carrying the King of heaven and earth. On a Friday morning, someone came and got the forgotten tree from the forgotten woodpile. She was carried through streets as people mocked the man that spit. the man that was carrying her. She trembled with fear as soldiers nailed the man's hands and feet to her. She felt ugly, harsh, and cruel. But on Sunday morning, as the sun rose and the earth trembled with joy beneath her, the third tree realized something. She was close to God than was ever possible. So when people thought of this third tree, they thought of God. And that was better than being the tallest tree in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, all three of these trees had their dreams come true, just not in the way they imagined. So next time your dreams don't come about, be of good cheer, because God may just make your dreams come true, just in a different way than you imagined. Thank you.